Number 6 is Virtue Adventure. Phineas Ferb and friends visit the virtual universe and meet their own Virtue, which is short for virtual cretins. Because Dr. Doofenshmirtz decides to conquer it. The songs in order are Butterfly, Braveheart, 7, Yuki o Tsubasa ni Shite, and I Wish. The new characters are, as for the new characters, Buttercree is Phineas's Virtue, Puny Cree is Ferb's Virtue, Nyoki Cree is Candace's Virtue, Yura Cree is Isabella's Virtue, Pabu Cree is Baljeet's Virtue, Pity Cree is Buford's Virtue, Poyo Cree is Irving's Virtue, Niaro Cree is Tiara's Virtue, and Devi Cree is Dr. Doofenshmirtz's Virtue. As for the notes, this episode's songs are actually from Digimon. So type in any of them, then from Digimon in English to search for the first clear video you hear. If any of these songs don't have an English version, go to the Japanese version and write down the English lyrics. This episode is a parody for Digimon Adventure. Number 7 is Virtue Adventure 02. This is the second part of a 6-part episode. The songs in order are Target, Tomorrow My Wind Will Blow, Always Whenever, Braveheart, Break Up, Beat Hit, Boku wa Boku Date, Now is the Time, and Bokura no Digital World. The new characters, as for the new characters, Bodacree Virtue forms into Korocree, Puny Cree Virtue forms into Sunacree, Nyoki Cree Virtue forms into Yoko-Cree, Yura Cree Virtue forms into Tanacree, Pabu Cree Virtue forms into Modi-Cree, Pity-Cree Virtue forms into Buka-Cree, Poyo-Cree Virtue forms into Toko-Cree, Niaro-Cree Virtue forms into Sala-Cree, and Devi Cree Virtue forms into Devi Cree. As for the notes, this episode is a parody to Digimon Adventure 02. And the words called Virtue Forms, Virtue Formed, Virtue Formation, and Virtue Forming are homages to the words you hear in Digimon. Digivolve, Digivolves, Digivolved, Digivolution, and Digivolving. Number 8 is Virtue Tamers. This is the third part of a 6-part episode. The songs in order are The Biggest Dreamer, Slash, Evolve, One Vision, 3 Primary Colors, Wind, My Tomorrow, and Days Eijo no Nichijo, or Nihijo. As for the new characters, Korocree Virtue forms into Agu-Cree, Sunacree Virtue forms into Gabu-Cree, Yoko-Cree Virtue forms into Bio-Cree, Tanacree Virtue forms into Pal-Cree, Modi-Cree Virtue forms into Tinto-Cree, Buka-Cree Virtue forms into Goma-Cree, Toko-Cree Virtue forms into Patacree, Sala-Cree Virtue forms into Gato-Cree, and Devi Cree virtue forms into Devi Cree. Devi Cree. As for the note, this episode is a parody to Digimon Tamers. Number 9 is Virtue Cree Frontier. This is the 4th part of a 6-part episode. The songs in order are Fire with the Will, The Last Element, Innocent, and an Endless Tale. Yeah. As for the new characters, Agu Cree Virtue forms into Grey Cree, Gabu Cree Virtue forms into Garuru Cree, Bio Cree Virtue forms into Birdra Cree, Pal Cree Virtue forms into Toga Cree, Tinto Cree Virtue forms into Kabuteri Cree, Goma Cree Virtue forms into Ikaku Cree, Pata Cree Virtue forms into Anja Cree, Gato Cree Virtue forms into Anjawo Cree, and Devi Cree Virtue forms into Devi Cree. As for the note, this episode is a parody to Digimon Frontier. Number 10 is Virtue Cree Data Squad. This is the 5th part of a 6-part episode. The songs in order are Going My Soul, Hirari, Never Surrender, Believer, One Star, and Ryusei. As for the new characters, Grey Cree Virtue forms into Metal Grey Cree, Garuru Cree Virtue forms into Were-Garuru Cree, Birdra Cree Virtue forms into Garuda Cree, Toga Cree Virtue forms into Lily Cree, Kabuteri Cree Virtue forms into Mega Kabuteri Cree, Ikaku Cree Virtue forms into Zudo Cree, Anja Cree Virtue forms into Magna Anja Cree, Anjawo Cree Virtue forms into Magna Anjawo Cree, and Devi Cree Virtue forms into Myotis Cree. Note, this episode is a parody to Digimon Data Squad. It's also called Digimon Sabers in the Japanese version. By that I mean Digimon Data Squad is. Number 11 is Virtue Cree Cross Wars. This is the final part of a 6-part episode. As for the new characters, Metal Grey Cree Virtue forms into War Grey Cree, Were-Garuru Cree Virtue forms into Metal Garuru Cree, Garuda Cree Virtue forms into Hawao Cree, Lily Cree Virtue forms into Rose Cree, Mega Kabuteri Cree Virtue forms into Hercules Kabuteri Cree, Zudo Cree Virtue forms into Vika Cree, Magna Anja Cree Virtue forms into Sarafi Cree, Magna Anjawo Cree Virtue forms into Ofani Cree, and Myotis Cree Virtue forms into Malo Myotis Cree. As for the note, this episode is a parody to Digimon Cross Wars. And number 12 is another Phineas and Ferb musical cliptastic countdown. It's another musical cliptastic countdown involving 20 songs. As for the note, the arsenal has a possibility of including the 12 from the first one.